world's biggest goals sometimes require the world's largest leaders. Welcome everyone to Really Is for the Global Goals with Noella Corsaris Mansuka of Malaika.
Noella Corsaris Mansuka. Just call me Noella.
Noella, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
Absolutely.
And having me.
Well, as we are trying to discover about how these leaders are taking on some of the global goals, what are some of the global goals that Malaika is taking on? And what are some of the problems that you've experienced?
We work a lot on the number 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Quality education, gender equality, water, sanitation.
Okay.
Just to name a few.
And whereabouts is this, and what are some of the problems that you've discovered?
So we work in the southern east of Congo. It's in a village where there's no water, no electricity, a lack of infrastructure. So before even building our program, we needed to build a well to make the breaks. So we started only with 3 classrooms, and now we have we 3 classrooms, 104 students, and now we have 346 students. So it's an ecosystem that we created, and a model we have set up can be duplicated anywhere in any communities. We build a school, a community center. We build 19 wells that impact 35,000 people a year. And we grow our own food, biofarming. We teach the community, and the food go to the canteen of the school. To tell you a little bit more about the the students arrive at 5 years old until 18 years old. They arriving they live in a village where there's no water. They sleep on the floor. But when they're arriving at the school, they're growing into thinkers, leaders. They have the curriculum we have is very holistic, where we teach them coding, STEM program, English, art, music, sports, and they have this curriculum that we unlock the potential to become whatever they want. Engineer, Lorian want to be a coder, Frida want to be a scientist, Jan want to be a journalist. So they all have aspiration, and we want to reach them to help them to fulfill that. But you cannot. You cannot teach only the girls or the student without teaching the community. It's an involvement. So the community center, we believe with FIFA, with an emphasis of social messages through sport, and where we have different messages, different programs that we're offering to the community. We have more than 5,000 people a year going to a community center where they come to learn to read, they come to learn to write in French, in Swahili, in English. We teach them IT, we teach them biofarming, we teach them to make the curriculums. And now we have a part of a program that is dedicated to skills. There's so many young people that never been to school. So we teach them to work with hands, where they can make benches, where they can make tables, and different programs. And the Wells program is huge because it's more than 35,000 people coming to get water and fetch water from a well. So the system that you have, the school, community center, well, and agriculture, is an ecosystem, and this model can be duplicated anywhere in the communities. And through lobbying, we ask the government to make the roads up to the programs. I do believe that rural villages has to be an investment in education, in gender equality, and in water. I do believe it's very important that we invest in the curriculum of schools to make them ready for 21st century, to make them ready to put a lot of emphasis on the management team with leadership skill, but to put a lot of emphasis too on the upgrading the curriculum of schools. We invite a lot of teachers from other schools and from the Ministry of Education to come have training with us. Every summer we have training teachers, and this year we're launching to work with the iPad and the interaction in the classroom with the students. So it's really, it was a forgotten village, but now we're putting it on the map. Education is very key in a country like Congo, where 7 million children didn't go to school, where more than 50 million of girls in sub-Saharan don't attend school. And I'm looking forward to see some of the students will be graduated of a school and will go towards the dream of what they want to become.
Amazing.
They will be agent of change.
Amazing. I love hearing stories like these. And I think it's important for our audience back home to realize how interconnected all these goals are. How the clean water well led to better education. How the better education is leading to more improvement and better economic upsides in the Congo.
And community is very important because the community knows the problems. They know the solution. Any programs that you will set up in any community, you need to have the community involvement. For me, I lost my dad when I was 5 years old. My mom didn't have any resources to keep me. She was uneducated. She sent me away. I grew up with families. I came to see her after 13 years. And for me, it was a big wake-up. You need to invest in women and girls' education.
Is that some of the experiences in your past, has that led to the founding of Malaika?
Exactly, because I set up Malaika 12 years ago with an amazing, incredible team all over the world. And we really emphasize that our staff is from the Congo. All the staff is Congolese. And because they are the key of the programs.
What's this doing for the community right now? And what's this doing for the economy? Are these people that are graduating, are they staying in the Congo? Or are they...
Yeah, so you know our students arrive 5 to 18, so the oldest students are 13 years old now, so they are 4 more years. But definitely we're offering jobs because we have more than 45 staff on the ground. We teach the mothers to make uniform, to make bags. We're starting to sell the bags that we've been creating. We have these jobs of youth where they, and the fathers where they're making all these benches and everything. So we're definitely developing some opportunities, and most important things, we're teaching them how to make the curriculum to be on the workforce.
Interesting. And so what's your education background, and kind of like if you would have had something like this growing up, where do you think you'd be now?
I studied business management. I had an international career for over 10 years of modeling. For me, it was important to give back to my community, give back first to my mother, give back to my community and my country, and really put on the map in Africa that quality education is important, and to invest in girls' education is even more important, because we need to have our society need role models, and Africa needs their own role models, and it's in creating, is exchanging and partnership, and have these role models really upbringing from the grassroots up to the level, to the higher level.
Have you experienced any like discrimination in terms of like funding or interest in business in general? When we speak about women in leadership positions today, it's very small, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's still small, and even when you talk about in Africa, it's even more smaller.
Right.
But we're going there. I think we are shakers and we are leaders.
Right.
So, the women in Africa has a big part of the society. They are the one in the market. They are the one selling. They are the one looking after the family. They are investing back 90% into the community and the family. So definitely there's an uprising of women having key roles. But we need to be more together. And I think unity of women is very important, to exchange, to partner, and to elevate each other.
If you were at the UN right now speaking to everybody, what would be the single message you would want to
I spoke a few times there, and I was there yesterday actually.
Okay, there you go.
My key messages is we cannot have a gap between governance and the community. We need to work together. We need to have key players in the government with youth, community people, that the government can really understand what's going on the bigger map of the country. And yes, education. In education infrastructure is important for the country. And I will say, leaders, let's work together. Don't inspire the future only, but inspire the present. And leave a legacy.
I love that, Noella. Well, you seem like really passionate about this topic.
I've been doing that for 12 years. It's my big baby, I don't take any salary, and it's just amazing, when we have a student like Louise arriving at 5 years old at a school, and now she's around 13, 14, and she can speak very well in English, in French. When she came out of school, she didn't even know to eat with a fork and knife, and now she can express herself, she can do coding, she works on Scratch. So it's just impressive to see them growing.
I love that, and that's in the present too, and now you've kind of seen her grow. What's the vision now for Malaika, and where do you want to take this to different economies and geographical regions?
I would love to see our model being duplicated in different communities and countries, and we would love to give our expertise towards that. Okay. How to really bring this model in different parts of the world.
Interesting, yeah. And so for someone maybe listening to this in a region like that, where they go to, how they get in contact? They
can go on malaika.org, and we'll be happy to be in touch with you and advise you the best and learn from you too, because life is about exchanging.
Noella, you've had a lot of advice on the show. You've inspired me as well in the present.
You're coming to Congo tomorrow?
Come to Congo.
We have a lot of volunteers, in all the summer we have nearly 20 volunteers and donors that came to volunteer with a student, a community, and it was just beautiful because they say who they are in the life, but they come to teach poetry, music, English, coding, and it's just great to see them coming all over there.
Well, let's go. I can code. I can barely speak French, so I can work on my French there. I can improve myself. I like that a lot. Well, the point I'm getting to, Noella, is it takes a lot of leadership. What would you say your definition?
I'm a leader.
What would you say your definition of a real leader is?
A leader needs to listen, to be passionate, to have a lot of compassion, to work with a team, to delegate, and to see the mission and the vision. Really, it's very important. And leaders need to be very patient.
Well, Noella, appreciate your time here today on the show. Thank you, folks, for being patient as well.
Thank you very much.
For Noella, I'm Kevin Edwards, telling you always to keep it real.
Keep it real.
Keep it real. You know it.
Thank you.